Bombshell at Arsenal. Club prepares to hire new manager, a close friend of Mikel Arteta, and more. The Gunners receive a massive boost in William Saliba's transfer following a shocking move from Real Madrid. All this and more you can check out now with the top Arsenal news directly from Emirates Stadium, so make sure to like the video and check your subscription so you don't miss any updates. And without further ado, let's get started. Is Mikel Arteta's future at Arsenal in jeopardy? Well, one former England international seems to think it might be. The 2024-25 season hasn't exactly gone the way we hoped for Arsenal. Sure, we're sitting pretty in second place in the Premier League, and things are looking solid in the Champions League, but let's be real, it could have been so much better. The most frustrating part? It's not really about where we are now, it's more about what could have been if things had been handled differently. The season was almost doomed before it even started because of poor preparation and missed opportunities in the transfer market. Arteta has had to deal with some serious shortcomings from the Crunkies when it comes to signings, and that's definitely played a big role in the setbacks we've faced. If things don't change, we might be looking at yet another season without any silverware. Andoni Iraola tipped to replace Mikel Arteta at Arsenal. After Arsenal's surprise success in the 2022-23 season, expectations at the Emirates have shot through the roof. The Gunners are currently on track for a third straight second-place finish, but let's not forget just how close we came to the top last year, finishing just 2 points behind the champions. With such high hopes, this season had big expectations, but unfortunately, injuries have really taken a toll on the squad, and that's been a constant struggle throughout the year. There's no hiding the mistakes, whether it's the failures in the transfer market or the long list of injuries, but some people are starting to point the finger at Arteta too. The pressure is on for Arteta to deliver trophies with the squad he has right now, and that's leading some to wonder if his position could be in danger if silverware continues to slip away. It's definitely a bit mind-boggling to hear such claims, but the talk around Arteta's future just won't seem to die down. Even a former England international has chimed in on the matter. Jay Bothroyd, speaking on BBC 5 Live Breakfast, brought up the Arsenal manager while praising Bournemouth's Andoni Iraola. He said, if Andoni Iraola keeps this up and manages to take Bournemouth into European competition, then it could make for a tough situation. And he didn't stop there. If clubs like Tottenham were to part ways with Ange Postecoglou, they might take a look at him. And honestly, I don't think it's too far-fetched to say that Arsenal could also be interested. If Mikel Arteta doesn't bring home any trophies, someone like Iraola could end up on Arsenal's radar. Jay went on to highlight Iraola's impressive work at Bournemouth, despite working with a squad that, with all due respect, isn't exactly loaded with star power. The job he's done with those players is nothing short of amazing. It's a bit strange to compare Arsenal's managerial situation to Tottenham's, especially when they're sitting 20 points and 11 spots below us in the table. But Arteta himself isn't exactly dismissing the high praise for Andoni Iraola. The Arsenal boss has actually spoken warmly about his friendship with Iraola, a bond that goes way back to their youth days in the Basque region. In an interview with Arsenal's official website, Arteta shared that he's genuinely really happy for Iraola and the success he's found at Bournemouth. But let's be real, could Iraola actually end up replacing him at the Emirates one day? Only time will tell, but it's certainly an intriguing thought. Arsenal handed William Saliba transfer boost after what Real Madrid have just done. Real Madrid are now scouting a £49 million defender from Premier League rivals, which may hand a boost to Arsenal in their hopes of keeping hold of William Saliba in the transfer window. William Saliba has been one half of a steely defense for Arsenal, with fellow centre-back Gabriel Magalhaes playing regularly alongside him. With just 2 years remaining on his contract, there has been a growing fear that an exit could be on the cards if a renewal isn't sealed. As Real Madrid circle a transfer for William Saliba, there may be some fortune in the Spanish giants looking elsewhere in the market. Real Madrid might be keeping tabs on William Saliba, but if they want to lure him away from Arsenal, it's going to take a massive fee, unless he signals that he won't be signing a new contract. And let's be honest, Arsenal aren't exactly in the business of letting their top players go without a fight. With Los Blancos looking to reshape their defense, another Premier League defender has reportedly caught their eye. According to TBR Football, Real Madrid Madrid have been scouting Bournemouth's Dean Huijsen as a potential summer signing. The 19-year-old arrived at Bournemouth from Juventus last summer, and thanks to a string of injuries in the squad, has quickly established himself as a key player in their backline. His performances haven't gone unnoticed, and several clubs are now monitoring him closely, especially with a £49 million release clause in his contract. If Madrid decide to trigger that clause and bring the Spanish youth international to the Bernabeu, it could effectively shut the door on any potential move for Saliba. That would be great news for Arsenal, as it would remove one of the biggest threats to keeping their defensive rock at the club. What Mikel Arteta said about William Saliba contract situation. Arsenal aren't losing sleep over Real Madrid's reported interest in William Saliba. The club knows that a player of his caliber will naturally attract attention, but there's no sense of panic at the Emirates. Saliba's contract is set to enter its final 2 years this summer, yet the atmosphere around his future seems calm and measured. Arsenal appear confident in their process and aren't rushing into any decisions. That relaxed stance was reflected in Mikel Arteta's comments when asked about both Saliba and Bukayo Saka's futures ahead of the Nottingham Forest match. "I'm sure we are very aware of the contractual situation of every player, so they will be dealing with those kinds of matters," Arteta told reporters. Pressed on whether negotiations had already begun, he simply replied, "I don't know." With Arsenal still in the process of appointing a new sporting director, securing the long-term futures of Saliba and Saka will undoubtedly be high on the priority list once that position is filled. Thiago Motta has personally asked Juventus to sign unbelievable Arsenal player this summer. Mikel Arteta pleaded for reinforcements in January, but the decision makers at the club let him down. That has backfired big time, and it looks like the Gunners will miss out on the Premier League title again. All eyes will be on who Arsenal will bring in once the summer transfer window opens, but there will be outgoings too. An interesting update has now emerged about one Arsenal player's future now. Jorginho has been at Arsenal for over 2 years now. The Italy international joined the Gunners from Chelsea in January 2023, and he has exceeded expectations in the famous red and white. Jorginho has been fantastic on and off the pitch, but he is 33 now and knows very well that he does not have a future at the club. Arteta wanted to keep Jorginho, but the Arsenal manager's wishes were not fulfilled by the board, who have decided against handing him a new contract. Now, Bola VIP have claimed that along with Flamengo in Brazil, Juventus are interested in signing the Arsenal midfielder once his contract expires this summer. The report reveals that Juve boss Thiago Motta has asked his club to sign Jorginho. The midfielder has an offer from Flamengo, but his family's wish is for him to stay in Europe. That opens the door for Juventus to make their move, and his agents are expecting an offer from the Italian giants in the very near future. It always seemed likely that Jorginho would leave Arsenal once his contract ran out. The Italian midfielder has been a solid squad player, and more importantly, an unbelievable mentor to the younger players at the club. His experience and leadership have been invaluable, but at 33 years old, keeping him around long term just doesn't make much sense, and he's not the only one expected to move on. His midfield partner Thomas Partey is also likely to leave on a free transfer this summer. Partey's contract is set to expire, and with Martin Zubimendi heavily linked with a move to the Emirates, it looks like Arsenal are preparing for a midfield reshuffle. If the Spaniard does arrive, it would all but confirm that Partey's time in North London is coming to an end. Well folks, those were the main news for today. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated on everything happening with our beloved team, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel now and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any updates. Thanks for joining us, and until the next video.